Hello and welcome back to the show. Old Boys Fresh Kicks is back like Jordan wearing the 4-5. We are back in business. It's been quite the absence for Old Boy, but I am so glad to be back and talking to you. And it's great to see you because you are looking fine. You're looking well, and thanks for joining me. All right, we are officially back talking about hoops and hoop shoes. In way of explaining my absence, who cares? It doesn't matter. The fact is that we're back. I've been doing a lot of running. I've been doing a lot of acting, directing, and basically just living. And I haven't had, I'm also down to playing one game a week of basketball. So my chances to get footage of playing basketball and the shoes that I'm using has diminished somewhat. So I thought, well, it's kind of hard to back up what you're saying if you're not actually showing that footage. And then also I thought, bugger that. I love basketball and playing hoops and talking about hoop shoes too much to worry too much about that. I just hope that you take me at my word most of the time. And if you don't, that's cool. You can always go to someone else. But I hope you stick around. So as opposed to what I did last time, until we catch up with, doing regular sort of reviews of just one particular shoe at a time, I'm going to catch you all back up with what's actually been in my bag, playing in the last sort of 6 to 12 months since we last saw each other, and filling you all in on what I think is the best basketball shoe out there at the moment. For me, an older basketball player, point guard / shooting guard, who needs to get around some younger fellas and which ones work. All right, so look, going all the way back to last season, my favorite shoe to play in was, and this has been out for a while, the Puma All Pro, Puma Nitro. Jeez, you can tell I haven't said these names for quite some time. So it'll take me a little time to warm up, but that's cool. Let's stick around. I'm a human. I'm not going to cut and edit all that sort of bollocks. Let's just keep on rolling with it. The All Pro Nitro is an absolute beast of a shoe. It comes in so many different iterations and colorways and special editions at the moment as well. You've got Marcus Smart's got his own PE. This is the Scoot Henderson, overly determined to dominate. This was the launch colorway, and it is just an amazing pair of basketball shoes. The cushioning setup, the infused nitro cushioning is so smooth and very, very bouncy and responsive. Really, really high up the lateral and the inside of the shoe as well. Like, you've got a lot of stability. It's encased. The footbed is, and your heel is encased in so much nitro foam. It's a very stable shoe. Super, super good ride. I actually had my best basketball game ever, well, one of the best ever, in this particular shoe. So they're like kind of mythical for me now, the All Pro Nitros, especially this colorway, the Scoot Henderson. And he's since got his own line out as well, the Scoot Zeros, which I'm not that much of a fan of, but they're still pretty good. Puma are knocking it out of the park. However, there is one caveat. I got the other colorway, the bright, you might need some sunglasses for these, the sunrise, whatever you want to call these. Still, amazing shoe, but the traction isn't quite as responsive as the translucent I found. I was slipping out a little bit in these. A couple of wipes and you're good to go. But fantastic hoop shoe. Casper, these are going to be yours. So look out for them in the mail. Very, very cool shoe. You cannot go wrong in the Puma All Pro Nitros. Really, really good kicks. So I have been playing in those on and off. They're an old favorite of mine. This season I kind of kicked off in the, the Nike Zoom GT Cut number 3. These were, and still are, a fantastic shoe for point guards. Look at that torsional plate. Look at that. That is phenomenal. That's a lot of support in the front, the forefoot there. It's got Nike Zoom X foam in the midsole as well, which is Zoom X, sorry, which is very, very plush in terms of cushioning, and the bounce is phenomenal. You get a lot of response off every takeoff and landing with the Zoom X. If you don't know what Zoom X is, it's something that has originally been in their running shoes. These, oh my goodness, these are so freaking light. These are incredible to run in. I've been doing a lot of miles and kilometers in these, but this is the Zoom X here, and it is so freaking smooth. It is just, they're like little clouds under your feet. The amount of response and bounce you get back from Zoom X is elite. It's one of the best cushioning setups out there, and so for Nike to put it into their basketball shoes is quite a step. I've like really dug it. I found, but it also bottoms out a little in these. I found that after a couple of games, well, not even a couple of games, probably about a month of wearing them, that the Zoom X has bottomed out a little bit. Still an amazing shoe. It really is an amazing shoe. The traction on this is phenomenal too. Lockdown is brilliant. Great laces, beautiful plush tongue. The materials are quite good too. You got this faux suede here as well. Really nice shoe to play in, especially for guards and for older guards like me. Bada bing, bada bang. These are dandy. They're great. So they've been in my bag in my rotation as well. I only ever really switch them out when I feel like I want to try out a new pair. So I haven't been churning through a whole bunch, but I still like to keep the kicks and the feet looking fresh out on court. It's part of what makes playing basketball so much fun. Like Michael Jordan said, if you look good, you feel good, you play good, and I find that that's with basketball kicks. So these are an elite pair of shoes as well. In terms of ranking these so far, we'll do that at the end. But these are in my bag at the moment as well. Probably a little bit more than the Puma All Pro Nitros. Then we moved on to what has been probably my go-to shoe for 2024 so far. I have loved playing in these. In this kind of iteration, they're almost on par with the V4s, but not quite. The New Balance two-way V5s. These, my goodness, these are a brilliant pair of basketball shoes. You cannot go wrong with these, as is with all of their previous iterations and models of the two-way. It is an elite basketball shoe through and through. This is the Bullseye colorway. Great lacing. The laces beautiful, flat, nice little color hits on them as well. Nice tongue as well, plush. Get this little pillow at the back for your ankles. A little bit of support in there as well. This is a dual density setup for foam. You've got fresh foam in the back and fuel cell in the front. I do believe I got that right. Yeah, this is indicative of the fresh foam design, these little hexagon pods. And it's very soft in this little part under here, just in the under the heel here, and I guess that's the fuel cell. So you've got two cushion setups in these, and geez, it is a lovely ride. Not as responsive and cushioned as the V4s. I love the V4s. I've got them sitting just down in there in the milk and navy colorway. I really enjoyed those as well. Fuel cell is, again, harking over to what I've been doing as well, is in running. Fuel cell in the New Balance shoes is, you cannot beat the cushioning with fuel cell. It is so soft and pillowy and spongy. Ultimately, you can't have that in a basketball shoe the same way, otherwise it's just too much. You'll probably roll over on your ankle or something. But it is so soft. Running in these is, running for me is painful. It's never supposed to be fun, obviously, but shoes like this make it a little bit more bearable. Again, these are light as all heck, so the New Balance and the Nike Ultraflies are great to run in. So yeah, that's where the fuel cell sort of originates And also the Fresh Foam that came in the Fresh Foam BB V2s. These are great kicks as well. Big, chunky, punky Charles Barkley ass looking mofos. Such a round mound right there. Look at all that Fresh Foam. It's a beautiful shoe, great to hoop in. Maybe not for guards, I found. I mean, I know Zach LaVine rolls around in these, but they are a bit of a chunky, punky little monkey. But yeah, the Fresh Foam in these is great as well. So you get both. You get the Fresh Foam and you get the fuel cell in these pods. These hexagon pods are great in terms of traction. A lot of support as well, little outrigger here, medial side. Look at that nice little swooshy kind of colorway. I dig this colorway. There's a whole bunch of other ones as well. Jamal Murray's got his signature version. Tyrese Maxey's got the Hezi 2, I think, which I haven't tried out, but I'm keen to try that, the budget New Balance shoe, because that looks great. It's had a lot of great reviews as well. These are fantastic. Really, really nice shoes. Aesthetically and all round, you cannot go wrong. If you're a guard, smaller guard, again, a little bit older like me, well, these are good little cockadoodle dandies. They will get you going where you need to go, how you need to go. I've had a lot of fun in these and I've had quite a few good games, so I always attribute what shoes I'm wearing to having good games. And if I don't, then I switch them out. I'm so fickle like that, but I've only got a small percentage of basketball left, and whatever works, works. It can be a little bit expensive, but hey, I'm doing this for you guys. That's what I tell everybody anyhow. It's the way I validate spending an inordinate amount of money on kicks, but it's so much fun. And it's so much fun to be back. God damn, it's so good to be talking about hoop shoes again, and thank you for joining me. Anyway, so I've been rolling in the New Balance two-way V5s. They are a brilliant shoe. They were actually, I got those through a very, very good friend. I won't say their name online on the show just in case I embarrass them or I let them, but thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. NC, there's the initials of the person anyhow, and if they're watching, shout out to you. So up until the last sort of, well, yeah, we're in the summer season now over in Australia here, and I think I've been playing in the next shoes, which is my last one and probably my favorite out of the whole bunch, on par with the NBs. And interestingly, this is the second time I've had this exact shoe. I used them to get another pair of shoes, and then I liked them so much that I had to go back and scoop them up again. The AJ 39s in the Lumiere. This is the Lumiere colorway, which is supposedly a nod to the lights of Paris. There you go, hence the word Lumiere, which is light in Paris. These are freaking amazing. My son's just taking a little bit of a dive. Maybe I should do the rest of the show like this. No, these are an absolute beast of a shoe for especially a point guard or a lighter player. They have that white patch there is a full length Zoom X cushioning setup, and there is also a full length Zoom unit in there as well. So you are double stacked again. The Nike Jordan Air Jordan flagship shoes seem to double stack their cushioning setup, and they get it right so many times. It's one of the things they do get right, apart from the fact that there's no torsional shank in here, which a lot of reviewers have given them grief for, but it hasn't bothered me in the slightest. I have absolutely loved playing in these, each to their own, of course. The materials are elite. You've got leather hits on here. Leather goes all the way up the eyelets. It's just a brilliant setup. You got so many little Easter eggs. The 23, which is also mirrored to look like a 29, which is a hit to the Jordan 29s, which these also pay homage to. The cross-directional translucent traction pattern is so bitey. It's so bitey. You get where you need to go. They are phenomenal. The tongue is beautiful. It's such a weird feeling and material. It's hard to describe. It's like, it's rubbery, but it's also elite. Inside, you've got a lot of ankle support in there as well with this beautiful plush cushioning. I'm not going to say the word ankle pillows because I've watched my own reviews back and I say ankle pillows too much, but there is an ankle couch in the back there and it's elite. Also, one weird caveat is that Trae Young is no longer an Adidas sponsored athlete. His last signature shoe, the Adidas Trae Young 4s, has been scrapped. I saw the designs for them and they look pretty damn ugly. I think on a sliding scale from the Trae 1s to the Trae 3s, they really lost their way. They were really kind of chunky and yeah, I didn't particularly... I mean, I like the 2s a lot. They were my favorite shoe of 2 years ago. The 3s, I tried so hard to like. They felt good on foot, but you just felt like you had loaves of bread on. They were just so long. Made you look like a goofy Daffy Duck on your foot. I don't know. But yeah, so he's been rocking the AJ 39s. And they are a really good point guard shoe. Paolo Banchero debuted them in the playoffs last year. Jordan site reiterates that many, many times. Interesting quote that I saw off the Jordan site from Joel Greenspan, who is the senior design director. I was looking up the specs on these bad beasts, and I've got to read it out. In talking about the design, this is what was stipulated, and I quote from Joel Greenspan: "We didn't want to build a spaceship that was overtly aesthetic. In other words, we didn't want to make the technology the visual focus of the design." Now, I get, like, at the heart what he's trying to say, but what a load of gobbledygook. We didn't want to build a spaceship that was overtly aesthetic. So you didn't want to build a shoe that looked great. In other words, we didn't want to make the technology the visual focus of the design. Look, the technology in this is not groundbreaking, obviously, apart from the fact that there's no torsional shank plate for lateral containment or for, ankle containment. You've got this cup sole here, which does just enough for me. And I've got to say, a lot of people did and have complained about stability in these. Me, not a single problem, and I'm an old ankle roller, Jeez, whoa am I? These are beasts. These are my number one. These are my bag. 17 minutes. Holy shit, I got to get out of here. I didn't even get to the Unity jersey. Mahmoud Abdul, I've got a story about that. Anyway, thank you so much. I've rambled on. It's so good to be back. If you're here for 17 minutes, man, God bless you. Thank you so much. Back to normal reviews soon. I'm sorry that I just woke up the dog with the clap there. Sorry, Hubba. I'll get better at this. This is a warm-up one. It's so much fun to be back. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, subscribe, pass on to a friend. Cheers. May all your shots go in. May all your kicks be responsive. And